Morning. We got Blanca back with us today, and we're talking about your intellectual body or wisdom, which is rooted in your third eye, right? Forehead center. So we'll bring a little bit of awareness there. But really, this is about starting to look inward. By the time we've reached this stage of your practice, this stage of being awake and aware and conscious, we're starting to look inward. What does that mean? So normally we look at magazines, we look at social media to try and figure out how we should look and how we should dress and how we should eat and how we should exercise, and on and on and on. And in yoga, eventually we start to look inward. And it's not something we have to look for, it's something we know. And that is your intuition, right? This is internal knowledge, correct knowledge. And that's what we're going to work on today. So we're going to start, I think, with a little bit of down dog. Blanca, if and when you guys are ready, you can find your palms, get those biscuits in the sky, and just take a moment to pause. As you're doing this practice, trying to make sure that it's not just mechanical, it's not just physical movement. We're really trying to mold all of the sheaths, all of the layers of ourself together, and most importantly, to merge with the soul, right? Your core. Hatha yoga, for example, is the sun and the moon. Ha, the sun, tha, the moon. Moon is representative of consciousness, and the sun is representative of the soul. So trying to merge the two. And then just taking your right foot to the sky. Another way to do that real simply is just to start to feel your way through your practice. No thinking. Start with sensation. Start with maybe wiggling some toes. And then exhale, gently release. Left side. Feel the hip open. Get a sense of the side body, the hips, the knees. Feel how you're using the breath, or maybe you're holding the breath for 2. And then this time, as you exhale, release, we'll gently look up the mat. You can walk, jump, straggle on up, toes touch. Inhale to flat back, and exhale to fold. Inhale, come rising all the way up to standing. And exhale, thumb knuckles to forehead center. Inhale here, and exhale, palms to heart. Inhale here, 3 ohms. Take one more breath in, and exhale, fold. Inhale to flat back, and release to pause, ragdoll. Right? So a little bit of combination, awakening that which is divine, and finding a little bit of surrender here. Dropping your jaw a little heavier, head a little heavier, shoulders a little heavier with this little bit of length and ease. Go ahead and inhale to a flat back. And we'll take that Chaturanga Dandasana. Your version of it, remember from yesterday, you can add or delete anything. Just finish the breath if you open. And then down dog when you're ready to release. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more. Fill up. And let it out. Look up your mat, walk or jump, toes touch, lengthen, and fold. Reach all the way to standing. This time keep the reach, and Utkatasana, sink. Inhale, palms to forehead. Breath out. Palms to heart. And release. flat back, and Chaturanga Dandasana. Your version of it. Maybe you're starting to find a little more rhythm. Maybe you rinse the triceps, elbows here. And then when you're ready, hips are up and back. Right foot steps, warrior one. About 3-4 breaths. So take time to settle in. Right? You're not worrying about what it looks like. You're feeling your way through this practice. What do you need? What does your body say? That intuition. You already know, so you're just doing it. And then we're going to open to warrior two. Don't worry about what you saw in any yoga book or magazine. All about what it feels like in the body. What do you need to do? You need a little bit of challenge today? Do you need to be a little more rooted, grounded? Do you need a little more ease? Slowly turn your back heel in, coming right into horse. Bums tucking under, knees tuck out. You can be intuitive here. Maybe you got to move a little side to side. Maybe you're extending a leg so much you're pressing over. Maybe you love a little of that lunging warrior. 5, 4. Maybe you went to close your eyes without thinking about it. Follow those moments where you're not thinking, you are just not even doing, you're simply being. And then we're going to fold slowly, Prasarita. Heels come out, toes come in. 5, 4. You know, were you inclined to interlace your hands? Did you have a burst of energy and you went to set up tripod and you're familiar with it, or you have a wall or something as a support? Follow those moments. Less thinking, more being. Find your palms, take them for a walk up your mat, feet turn to step, high plank, and Chaturanga. Maybe you went straight to down dog. If you open and you feel the need to linger, linger. But eventually bring your hips up and back. And then we'll step the left foot forward, warrior one. Maybe you're reaching, finding a deeper stretch, finding a back bend, go with it. Maybe you close your eyes so you're really not concerned about what anything looks like. I find that when you close your eyes, you really can't help but connect to every little square inch of yourself. So if that's helpful for you today, then go for it. All right, not even following expectations, certainly not your ego. Intuition. Open slowly to warrior two. You already know what you need, so you don't have to think about it, just feel your way in. What feels good? It's always a good litmus test. For the most fair test you can give yourself. Are you breathing? Find that sweet spot. A little smoother this time as you peel that back heel in towards your horse. You know, maybe it's more of a goddess pose today. Maybe you got a little heart mudra rocking. Maybe you are automatically firing up the breath or finding exhales to be a little longer than your inhales. Right? Those start to soothe your nervous system. But maybe center your mind at forehead center. That internal wisdom. And when you're ready, exhale to fold, Prasarita. Heels out a little wider than your big toes. We're often cued to get the feet wider and wider and wider. That's not necessarily the best approach. Maybe for you, you want to wiggle the feet in. Maybe you want to bend the knees so deeply you get a chance to rest your whole torso on your thighs. What is going to allow you to drop the shoulders? What's going to allow you to drop your head? No one else can tell you that. I can keep talking. And I will keep talking, but I'm just going to give you a foundation, right? This is your practice, so that's what you got to make of it. Mold this posture around you. Find your palms, take them for a walk up your mat. And we'll step right into high plank. You can Chaturanga your way through low if you want, knees up or down. Open the heart, open the throat, and when you're ready, hips are up and back. Some of you are familiar with a sun C. Traditionally, it starts at the front of your mat, but we're going to improvise here. Reach your right foot to step, lunge. Inhale, breath, arms reach. Exhale, drop palms to press forward, toes touch. Inhale, lengthen, be slow. And exhale, fold. All the way to standing. Pause. Exhale, thumbs to forehead. Get a breath in. Thumbs to heart. Breath in. And Uttanasana, fold. Flat back. And right foot steps back. Crescent. Fill up. Exactly. Exhale, drop palms, chaturanga, high to low. Upward facing, or your version of maybe Sphinx, and downward facing dog. We'll do that one more time on your own breath. Right foot steps, sun seat, crescent reach. And drop palms to step forward. Lengthen and fold. Find your rhythm all the way to standing. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Fill up. Palms to heart. Fill up. And fold. Flat back. Right foot steps, crescent. Long breath in to reach fingers. And exhale to drop chaturanga. Dandasana. Inhale, heart opener, throat opener. And exhale, downward facing. Get a good breath in. Yeah, better breath out. One more. Fill up. And rinse it out. Walk your palms to the back of your mat and come rolling all the way up to standing. And we'll take tree pose. This time as you set up your foot somewhere, anywhere, just not on your knee. We're going to let your right forearm fall down the right thigh, and left arm starts to sweep up first to the sky. Just a moment to roll the left thumb behind you, shoulder down, and we're going to start to bow gently through that left side body, reaching a little up and over. So hips start to move, balance starts to initiate, wobbles start to invite playfulness. Be intuitive. You know, how do you balance this out? Maybe you don't. You bring the prayer palms back to heart. But take 2 more breaths where you are. And then gently release. We'll take it to the other side. So as you set up tree, right, being a little more intuitive, maybe everything that came out of my mouth right now isn't landing. You pick something different. Maybe you needed bird of paradise. Go for it. Great. Do you think? Otherwise, forearms plays down the left thigh, reaching up and over. It could be just a subtle stretch up the side body. You know, maybe it's more of a stretch up the side of your neck or stretch through breath. Be intuitive here. How can you make that conscious connection throughout the body? As much intention radiating through the mind to meet the toes, the fingertips as we have, shooting out that gaze. Nice work. Exhale, release, Tadasana. So you sweep back to the sky. Same little cycle. Exhale, thumbs to forehead. Inhale here. And bring palms to heart. Turning inward. Fill up. And exhale, fold. Just go with it. Inhale to a flat back. And the last chaturanga. In fact, maybe you don't even chaturanga, maybe you step to downward facing. All good. Poor Blanca's just got to be in the moment. So do you, so no worries. Hips are up and back. So you bring your knees to the floor. And cross your legs and come onto your back. We'll come all the way down. Supta Baddha Konasana though, this time. If you prefer maybe a supported fish and you have a block or something to place underneath your heart, but really letting yourself have a little bit of room before we get off to whatever you're got going on in the rest of your day to come back to yourself, your body, your breath. Let consciousness, your mind move a little more inward towards your core, your soul. And I invite you to do this throughout the day. You don't need to physically set yourself up in this resting posture, but to turn your mind inward. Use that intuition, use this internal knowledge, this universal intelligence we all have. Our body knows what it needs. Sometimes it just takes a moment of pause to linger and listen. It doesn't come with words. So often it just feels like a, spontaneous thing. Go with it. Those are those beautiful moments. So as you pause here in Shavasana, maybe just 10 or 12 breaths. Just finding that gentle connection with yourself. Right? The asanas, your breath, are helpful to access this connection. And so is the stillness, the space you feel that you've created here. So take a little bit of this with you as you go. Maybe you tuck it in your pocket, tuck it behind your heart. You can stay if you'd like, otherwise bring yourself gently to a seated position. As you bring your palms to heart center, again with gratitude. As you bring your thumb knuckles to forehead center, consciously making that connection. Right? Coming back to your intuition, not just now, but through the rest of your day. Together we bow and we say, Namaste. So, be good to yourselves and we'll see you tomorrow. Toodles.